Say one.
I said one. Hello, welcome back to the Shizbag podcast. We got the usual cast.
The zero gets left out.
Usually you go like three. I don't think you say the two or the one, right?
No, you're not supposed to. At least not.
And
the
then
one,
it's like that.
Three.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Have you ever see freaking Wayne's World? Come on.
Wayne's World.
What's a proper countdown?
I'm gonna go watch a space shuttle countdown, see what they say here real quick here.
Party time, excellent.
Hey,
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Oh my God, I actually have a story with that because we actually went to go see Alice Cooper on Halloween several years ago, over 15 years ago now. And I actually made the iron-on shirts that said "We're not worthy," and we drew, Alice Cooper on our face, and people were like, "Oh my God, you're like so." Oh, what was that? Not Slipknot. There was another band doing the glow-in-the-dark skull face. All we were trying to do was just highlight the tears that Alice Cooper does, his eye makeup. And it was funny because he looked at us in the crowd. It was halfway through it, and people actually bring their freaking Alice Cooper dolls to try and have him sign that. I'm like, dude, you realize that's a $200 doll you just bought here that's going to get destroyed in a fucking mosh pit just for the most hopeful thought of him signing it?
And beer will be spilled on it.
Right?
And as you say that, I look over at my Alice Cooper bobblehead.
You have an Alice Cooper bobblehead?
Dude, the Reverend just got one of those, what are those bobblehead? They're not bobbleheads, but the little dolls with the oversized head. He got a what do you call it?
Cabbage Patch Kid. I'm just kidding.
No, the Snaggletooth from Motorhead. The war pig looking.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah, he just bought that. Oh, and by the way, anything I make over $500, I plan on my new sluice kit. Thank you, Sluice Fox, by the way. We got a 24-piece gold panning kit, so let's do some gold panning, and I'll share it amongst you guys if we hit $500 or more.
That's dope.
Yeah, dude.
You're going gold panning.
Oh yeah, dude, I got a whole sluice kit. Dude, look at this shit, man.
You understand that gold was found at Sutter's Mill.
Wow, cool.
There.
Oh yes.
In Sacramento.
Oh yes.
Near.
You have not watched my my drunk history, have you?
No,
No,
I'd like
I
to
actually
watch
dress
that.
up. I actually dress up. There's a couple of them saved on my channel, but I actually dress up and do my version of drunk history. We've even gone up to Folsom. We've gone along some of the rivers, given the history backgrounds of a lot of the areas here along the Sacramento. Like there's actually one, and it's actually called Negro Bar. And it's a historical name. And what's funny is that the NAACP, as well as even some BLM members, are fighting to keep the name because it was a sanctioned area for the black people to actually go and pan for gold, or actually where they were told to literally bathe and live in this area. And it's actually nice to know that there's people out there still in some of these organizations that realize history and the significance of history. And just because it's called something doesn't necessarily mean it's a derogatory term. If anything, it enriches their history.
Well, it's kind of like the same type of league in baseball, if you remember this.
Mm-hmm.
They had it's a historical fact, and people talk about it in history all the time, called the Negro Leagues. Before, the first really good players were allowed to join the MLB. But they're all playing that league.
The NNL, the National Negro League. Yes, exactly. And it's actually, a lot of us do get wrapped up in, and when we hear a certain organization mention that, we have this automatic thinking of a certain group, and it's unfortunate. But then there's sometimes where if you actually read the other headlines of these groups and realize it's like, you know what? they understand why it was called this. They're not looking to change it because, if anything, like I said, they understand it enriches their history. And again, like I said, just because you're of a certain group or this and that, still understand your history. I'm not saying totally embrace it, but understand it. And at least, if anything, educate people on that history of where you came from.
Yep.
So that's what junk history is kind of about.
Yep, exactly.
No
Cheers.
Didn't
t-shirt
realize
fit
it
and real
started
shit.
so early in the day.
Come on now.
What's the history of White Claw again? I forgot.
Actually, I'm pretty sure it started off as white clam, but that's just
Oh.
my. I'm just no. Actually, look at it. The W in claw looks like an inverted M, and if you look at the
White
sorry,
clam,
Shizcast,
huh?
this is your podcast. Sorry, we've hijacked it.
No, this is good because I realized last time I talked far too much. And this time
Did you
I'm
now?
taking more of a back seat. I think I did. I listened to it back, and every time someone was saying something cool, I mean, not every time, but then I would say something instead. I don't know. We have 5 people here. Right now, Mr. Bill hasn't said a single goddamn word. See?
Hey, I said something.
He has.
Bill, what's
He
up?
said 6. He said 6.
Okay, you said 2 or 3 words.
I said I'm gonna look up the history of White Claw right now. How about that? See if we can find
Yeah,
out.
see what year it was started in.
I just need to know, how is my audio this time? Can everyone hear me good?
Yeah, it sounds
It
really
actually
nice.
sounds better this time.
This
Not
time.
too shabby. Not too shabby.
Okay, nice.
DK was on the other day and he was like insulting some other guy's microphone because it was had lights in it or something like that, and it's like, hey DK, take it easy on the guy just because he doesn't have a $1,000 microphone or whatever.
He's hard on a lot of people. Like, I mentioned that I had native blood, and he's like, oh yeah, and he gave me a little insult at me. I was like, really, bro? Like, you don't need to know me. Fuck you.
No, and this is honestly, I told myself I wasn't gonna bring this shit up, but again,
Careful,
folks,
careful.
and this goes for all, it goes for all streamers, all chatters. Just remember, we're on platforms. We don't have our own servers, okay? As much as we would love for anybody just to say what they want, we can't, okay? And that doesn't, again, that goes for chatters and streamers alike, folks. Just remember, we're all here. We all have to adhere by the same rules. And just know that we actually do value you guys in the rooms. No, seriously, we do. But just remember, guys, there's just some shit that's beyond our control.
This is very true. Big Daddy Bezos will bounce you out, bounce you right out of the club in a second if you have.
Unless he's up in space and he bounces off the atmosphere.
Is he going to Mars? I don't know.
He's going on that first ride, of the Amazon shuttle.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
Yeah, doesn't it? It's like,
How old is
give
he?
the dude props.
You know these.
I mean,
I think he's
yeah.
60.
The astronauts have to
close
train
60.
for so long before they're allowed to do anything.
Oh, did you hear it? They're letting handy capable people going into space. They're talking about somebody that is I'm sorry if I say this wrong, but a one-legged and a one-armed astronaut.
I'm offended.
2 astronauts, one.
I don't think no.
But they're honestly checking to see if, honestly, can they actually move better in a vacuum of space as compared to an quote-unquote able-bodied astronaut. And I'm not going to lie, I think it's pretty freaking cool because if anything, there's less space.
Well, there's
I
zero
think they'll
gravity.
move well. Yeah,
Yeah, less
they'll
space
be able to
between.
move just as well. So, because they don't have anything holding them down, like strings or gravity.
Exactly. But that's where one of the, because there was a couple astronauts that, were playing devil's advocate, saying it's just like, well, there's sometimes you have to reach for, to stabilize yourself because if something does happen to the ISS or one of the pods or this and that, are they going to be able to control themselves, reaching for, a handle or something of this or that, so there was some of that discussion, but,
Or if they
they've
start
had
flipping
squid,
backwards
octopus.
and they smack into the oxygen tube and it explodes and like all the air starts to bust out and they're just spinning there in zero gravity, can't breathe. Eyes are bulging out of their
You know
head
what?
like in Mars Attacks.
Great
what's fucked
vision
up?
there.
That was actually brought up. No, seriously, without them having, without having, you know, a extra appendage, you know, does that, you know, mess that up?
I could see
PLOOKSTER.
that hindering, like them putting on their suit and stuff, but otherwise, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Why didn't it?
Fuck Twitch!
No, shut.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
PLOOKSTER, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, I think it's interesting to see from a medical standpoint, you know, how they're gonna do. I don't know if these are people that were born with this situation or if they, you know, had an amputation and how that may affect blood circulation and it'll be interesting to see their findings and how that can be then brought back to Earth to help people.
I think it's unfair. What about the animals that are one-legged or have some disabilities, like the monkeys and everything that they first brought up into space? You know, I think they should sort of test that theory also to see how they do out there in the different environments that they have some sort of a issue. What other animals would they bring up into space? I don't know.
The thing that I would have to say about it is, I know at least back in the 80s, the technology was not as good and you had to train for a long time, but if it's seeming like they're just sticking anyone on some sort of rocket ship and sending them into space, I think rockets nowadays, you have to think of them less like how they were in the 80s and more like the magic school bus, or like you just go on there and sit down and then don't have to do anything, because it seems like, you know, you don't have to have that much physical strength, years of training, fortitude. It made you spin around in those gyro things. You guys seen this, right?
Oh yeah, we used to do it in the malls.
So they're not getting any of that. I'm telling you, Bezos is not sitting in a gyroscope for 8 hours a day, like spinning in a circle.
How do you know he's not sitting there getting high on adrenaline or something, spinning around in circles?
Actually,
I mean,
I
I
don't.
would.
Actually, I
If I had
don't.
the money, I would definitely be doing stupid shit like that
You know
all
what?
day.
I just think it's
It's time for my
I just
gyro
think it's
meeting.
funny that, you know, we
Gyro, what not?
no, that we had the space shuttle, you know, pretty much they said it was like flying a brick, you know, but we went from this, you know, landing, takeoff type of deal, and now we're back to Marvin the Martian, the tubular form that we're all used to seeing in Looney Tunes, you know, the vertical landing of a freaking rocket now. You know, anybody find that it's like, wait a minute, we have leaped 50 years forward just to go 50 years back, but with 50 years forward technology.
It's weird how
Well,
cartoons. Go ahead, Pluke.
I'm waiting for my personal maid, Rosie. You know, George
Right?
Jetson had Rosie.
Bum, 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 bum.
Meet Joe
I want Rosie.
Jackson.
I know why you want Rosie.
Oh,
Wow,
Who doesn't
only
want to go
$125,000 to take a trip into the outer atmosphere in 2024. That'd be cool.
How much does it cost to buy a car?
Take a 20-minute
125K.
trip to, yeah, to get into
$1,000 a minute?
something like
you know.
that. My goodness.
Luxury
What if
space.
my
my
own
own
phone?
option.
I
I
know.
wish I could make $1,000 an
There's a
hour.
picture
Shit.
of it there.
No, I don't want to go on the space balloon. I want to go on Crew Dragon, man. I want to get on the
Yeah.
Elon Musk.
At least you know there's going to be weed on that flight.
Oh, there better be, goddammit.
Bezos
Yeah,
has
Windows.
he has his own rocket company named Blue Origin. So is he blowing
Right.
himself off to space?
Yes, he is.
Well-
paying
That's
himself.
part of his thing is that he is like, well, if we're going to do this, you know, if I'm the one heading this, I'm going to be the one on the first flight.
Then he better be
He's
damn
already done
sure
a
that
couple
fucking
high
thing
altitude
works.
tests. Yeah, he's already done a couple high altitude tests.
He's gonna be the guinea pig on the first Blue Origin. I mean,
I-
how many rockets have exploded? A lot.
a lot, but you know what? You gotta give the dude credit. I mean, he's willing to put his mouth, you know,
Where his
yeah, you know what I
NASA
mean.
is teaming up with Time
what
to
is?
figure out a way
I will
to
give you
slow
credit.
down
He's
in
got a
orbit.
really shiny
Right
head.
now,
Give him credit
He
on his
does.
shiny ass head.
Yeah, and so did Elon until he got his hair implants.
He is cornholio.
Great.
Oh.
All right.
TP for my uncle.
Final word, THC.
Final word on what? The cornholio thing or how shiny his head is?
Able-bodied astronauts going to outer space and Amazon
Oh.
Bezos going to outer space.
I think it's a interesting experiment, but I mean, they will have their parts to play. They're not going to be as I don't want to sound like an asshole or nothing, but they're not going to be as like able-bodied as the other astronauts with all their appendages because of the fact being that like they do have that slight disadvantage, but they will have their positions. So, you know,
But we have to account for technology. It could be a lot easier now.
I mean, yeah, I mean, if it's missing an arm and they give them like a robotic arm, then they could probably be better than an astronaut that's next to him, or a leg or whatever, you know.
Or what if they can
I mean,
just
I forget
control
about
it
the extra things.
by blowing through the tube, you know, like the video games?
Oh, that'd be dope. I mean, yeah, I mean, you can account it for that. I mean, you could have a cybernetic arm that controls other things besides picking up an object. I mean, that, you know, controls other computers and stuff like that remotely, or little drones, robots, or whatever.
Hey, just remember, half of our mattresses was developed by NASA. Gotta
They
love that
could be.
Swedish mattress.
That Tempur-Pedic, baby. Or the memory foam. The memory foam shit.
Yeah, that's it.
I thought you meant Velcro.
That too.
That
No,
too.
I mean, like, the
Dip-
Rev doesn't.
Just don't have it in
Aliens did
100%
Velcro. Aliens did the
oxygen room.
Velcro.
The Rev doesn't Velcro you to bed at night, does he?
Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa.
No comment.
Anyways, what about Dippin' Dots?
What?
Look. Okay,
The
Dippin'
astronauts
Dots
invented
were
that.
The fucking shit. No, Dippin' Dots, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, where you only found it at the amusement parks, was great. And then they came out with the Dippin' Dots dispenser at the malls. And then you can get Dippin' Dots prepackaged. It's not the same Dippin' Dots. The
Only at
Dippin' Dots
baseball
belong
games.
In
It
the
is-
amusement parks.
It is
And baseball
106
games.
degrees in Vancouver, Washington right now. I'll
And
take
zoos.
any kind of Dippin' Dots. I really don't care.
Yeah, I got some dots that I could dip on you, Plookster.
Whoa.
I got 2 dots
Wow.
right here for you.
Oh.
They also do
no.
have the nitrogen frozen treats that you can get in like certain Asian countries and other places.
Is that developed by the space people? The astronauts?
Oh,
No,
stone
fire.
people.
Developed by stone people. They're like, what do we do with liquid nitrogen and my snacks?
Baby formula was devised by a couple of NASA dropouts.
Was it?
Really?
Yep. Yep.
I did not know that. That's cool.
Things you learn. Well, the Dustbuster started out as a lunar rock drill for NASA.
There's so many products that came out of
I know.
when we went to the moon.
I know.
Like, American society got so much better just because of a dustbuster, but that was because they were trying to go to the rock in outer space.
Exactly. Space blankets are the result of research by NASA.
Also, I do know that my great uncle, he did contracting for Boeing. He helped design the first moon rover.
That's sick.
Oh, wow.
Is he
Hell
an
yeah.
engineer?
I was-
or-
Yeah, he's like an engineer. I always wanted to see what was in his workshop, but he always had it locked up.
Probably is
Okay.
top secret.
Probably, yeah, but he had a badass train set that he'd always when we go visit him in Seattle, he'd always be like, "Hey, you want to mess around with the trains?" I'm like, yeah, duh. That's why I'm here."
Go ahead, Mr. Bill.
I'm just reading a little thing here about different things that kind of got improved. Infrared thermometers let you check the temperature from a distance. I guess that was also started by NASA, which makes sense. Gotta check out the temperature of everything, you know?
I went to the Space Center in Florida, at Kennedy Space Center, I believe it's called.
Pretty cool place.
Yeah, and it was showing me all this stuff, like not at all of it, but it was all this different products that came out of it, but also going and looking at the rockets, very cool.
They also
the rocket garden is amazing. Did they still have the model of the shuttle out there on when you visited?
Well, there's a giant warehouse with a huge shuttle hanging from the ceiling that you could walk underneath and look at the whole thing. And then they had a cutout one that you could walk inside.
They used to have one that was a practice one that they used that was mounted out there on the corner of the museum that you could go into.
I can't remember. Maybe.
A cool place, though. If anybody has any desire to view such a thing, it's more amazing than you could even think.
All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. This has been great, but I'm gonna throw it to the first topic. 20 minutes in. THC,
Okay.
go ahead.
Which one?
Doesn't matter. Your first topic.
Okay. First topic. I saw this morning is a alleged lockdown for climate change, and
What does that mean?
that's what I was kind of curious about when I first heard about it. And I guess it's like a kind of like a COVID lockdown, but with climate change. So they're gonna make it so, like,
And where is
I don't know.
this?
It's kind of hard to explain. Like everywhere, it was one of those things. Like our president was saying something about it, and how it is a little wave to make other cities and stuff like that kind of pull down their emissions, because when you're in lockdown, you don't use so many vehicles. It's kind of like a battle against private vehicle ownership too.
So are they just going to come out and weld our doors shut in our houses?
I don't know. Maybe it's probably gonna be like they're gonna beef up all the fucking whatchamacallits.
So they want to give you a
Uh,
new pandemic based on the old Al Gore, George Bush global climate crisis from 2012. Is that what I'm
That's
hearing?
what kind of sounds like.
They're bringing the
Uh,
old plan together with the new globalist plan to make one giant globalist pandemic based on. Wow, this is great. I
You
love
looked it
that.
up? Yeah. The globalist group of Economic Forum posted a tweet that embedded a video of proclaiming such things of, I don't know, some weird lockdowns that I think no one's gonna really follow, because they're like, well, I gotta go do things. I gotta go to work, and I can't just stay in my house all the
Did
time.
you read this on Daily Stormer?
No, it was New America.
Okay, so I'm
So-
calling bullshit on this. I think this is one of those really right-wing websites that are there like sources on this?
I mean, like, there's a few people that covered it. I mean, like Fox News covered it and stuff like that. I just thought it was kind of something silly.
Okay, then maybe not.
You
No, I
know.
mean, look, if they're really talking about causing a lockdown for climate change, everyone was so mad about the first lockdown. And, businesses died because of it. And, like, people lost their jobs, couldn't support anybody. People like, a person who is a parent of an 8-year-old child, now to become a first grade teacher. That ain't happening, man. People aren't going to try to work from home again.
No,
No, it's not. Fuck all that.
I like this idea. I like this idea. It's a good plan. I think we should start testing it in like downtown Portland with Black Bloc and Antifa. Tell them and everything what's going on, that the world's going to end if you guys don't stay in your homes. Stay out of the streets. I
For the
like that
planet.
idea.
Yeah.
They're going to cause the forest to burn if they
Like
continue
if
to riot.
they get out there, exactly, it's bad for everybody.
Or possibly an
Honestly,
ice age.
There's kind of a bit of truth to that. Like, they should stop doing what they're doing, considering they're burning trash and a whole bunch of horrible things every
Exactly,
night.
yeah.
And all that pollution is going to the air. And
not to mention, the businesses are having to board up and everything and use all the lumber to board up from their nonsense. So
yeah, I
killing
can't
the
even
environment there.
afford out in my backyard,
And everybody
without spending
wonders why
$1,000.
plywood is shooting through the roof.
Exactly.
You do not need a hole in the roof.
Second topic
Show
of the
up.
day. We're going to shoot over to Mr. Bill.
I don't have a topic, or what was the topic that I just told you earlier? Let me see if I can go back to see what I was talking.
Do you want me to
Hey.
circle back to you like Jen Psaki? Or
Oh,
Psaki?
yeah,
or
circle back. So more of an oval back, actually.
All right,
You,
let me
you
circle
mean
back.
that extremely redheaded?
How do you even say her last name? Does anybody know?
Saki.
Okay, so the P is a silent P? Because it's Psaki.
Does she drink a lot of sake?
Ah, sake it to me,
I like
baby.
sake.
I love
Did
sake.
you hear what Trump called her?
God.
What?
Trump called her the spokesperson with the extremely red hair.
It's not a lie.
Yeah.
Trump has the best quips for everybody. All right, so we're going to circle back to Bill. All right, I guess PLOOKSTER. And then after that, WeirdGurl, you'll go next if you guys have some stuff you want to talk about.
Well, I'd like to bring up, I think we can tag on last week we talked about trans Olympians. And there's been kind of a new wrinkle, and we've had a U.S. Olympian that won a medal
In the
in
qualifiers.
qualifying, and on the podium, she turned away from the flag and put her hand on her hip. She said she was pissed off that they played the anthem.
Also, she had a shirt over her head that said activism athlete. Go ahead.
Correct. And my point is, why would you want to represent the United States of America if you hate it?
So,
Wow.
go ahead. Who wants to start this one off? Who's got
Allegedly,
brass balls?
Allegedly, she said that she didn't say that she hated the country, but try to put words in her mouth. But she's speaking out and she loves her people.
So she loves only black people.
That's what it sounds like in one of the tweets.
I love
guess.
you,
Whoa.
and we're not
You
the same.
love me.
We're not the same exact.
No, don't do that.
I'm half
There's
German.
diversity around him.
Half Polish with some other shit, and I know you're not that. I still love you anyways.
Well,
Who
I'm
cares?
Like Ukrainian. We're like brothers.
Yeah. Were you Ukrainian?
Yeah.
Yeah, we went over that. That's right.
Oh yeah.
But here's the point. That's fucked up. Americans. You should love American is your brothers. Your people are
Correct.
American people. That's my point. Exactly,
Yeah.
America. And I got to go on a little bit of a tangent off this, and then I'm going to give it up to the floor. But if you are going to qualify and try to represent America in the Olympics, but you actually don't want to represent America, you hate America, and you're going to embarrass America on a world stage like this, you do not deserve to be in the Olympics, no matter how good your talent is, unless you're going to go represent a country that you actually want to represent. Go move to there and represent them in the Olympics. Why are you trying to do this if you hate America? You can always leave. If you're a good enough athlete to make it to the Olympics, I bet you could get a plane ticket and some rent money in fucking whatever country where your people are, or whatever you love that you want to go be by then and fucking represent them. Because I take personal offense when they do this shit. Can't stand it. Disrespecting the fucking flag on the world stage. Well, I guess it was an American qualifier, but if they made it to the Olympics and did that, that would be like every country in the world would be laughing at us, you know?
Oh yeah. I mean, she's qualified to go to Tokyo.
Well, she should have her qualification reneged.
I fucking agree with that. Like, you're gonna fucking disrespect the flag like that and disrespect like who you're supposed to be representing, then you should definitely be like, if you're accepted, then you should get that fucking revoked.
But yeah, the entire point of the Olympic team is to represent the United States of America. It's the entire point.
Yeah. Have you noticed also, I was watching the 5,000 meter race the other day, and the guy that won it and everything was, proud that he won it and everything, but you could sense that he's not supposed to say that he's proud to represent the country or something like that. He was able to say he's proud to represent the uniform. He used to be in the army, even though he was originally from Africa or something. But anyway, he used I used to be in the military and everything, and I like to have the uniform, so he still, he had to make this sort of catch to patriotism and everything to give him a reason to be patriotic, rather than just simply say, I love to respect my country and represent the United States, but he almost couldn't even say the words United States, not because he didn't want to, I don't think, but because, the interviewers, ESPN, things like that, they didn't sort of, please try to tone down the patriotism, please.
They're like, yeah, they're sitting there going like,
please, we're glad you won the race and everything, but please, don't say United States of America or something like that. Ridiculous.
She's basically sitting on the third place podium going, look at me, look at all my weird personal issues, instead of look at me for my accomplishments as an American.
Oh yeah, and now she is complaining that we are all obsessed with her. She's
delusional.
Yeah, delusional.
As one soccer girl with
no,
weird hair.
seriously, more people are paying attention to me. No, just kidding.
It's true.
Last thought on the Gwen Berry disrespecting the flag, not putting her heart over when they sang the anthem, looking away from it, putting a trans athlete thing over her head. I'm sorry, activist athlete shirt over her head, and doing that. Last word, weird girl.
They have lost sight of where they're at. Honestly, you know what? I may not agree with certain organizations allowing certain people to be a part of certain sports. But again, we're seeing this in real time where it's more becoming an individual thing than it is becoming about national pride and even world pride, to acknowledge that you have done something far above and beyond that anybody else can do. And again, we've had the comments about, transgender, this and that. But the second you literally take that type of platform, and I even go this with, major sports stars. I don't care where you're at, what sport you're in, what gender you are, what gender you identify with. The moment you start doing it is the moment you make it about you and not a global issue. No matter how much you spat out that I'm trying to bring this to light, I'm trying to bring that to light, it's still about you. And it's fucking sad. It's different for us being here on Twitch, YouTube, where we have our own channel. We're able to say that, and we allow our viewers and our chatters, to come into our rooms to say this and that. There's a platform for that. But being on the world fucking stage, no matter if it's a professional sport in the US, professional sport in another country, or the fucking Olympics, it's not about you. Get over it.
Get alive.
I can't imagine the outrage if she does that at the actual Olympics if she wins. And I've never...
dude, there's going to be pandemonium, dude. If she does it,
and guess what?
Whoever fucking does it, because here's the plot twist. It could be somebody else that's actually going to do it and not them.
I'm still rooting for every single American. Like, I'm going to be rooting for this chick to win. You get me? Mm-hmm. And then if they go ahead and turn around and do this, I'll be incensed.
And watch the American public drop him like a hot rock, like a psycho ex-girlfriend or boyfriend, either one.
On the other note, y'all lie to me. Vodka with icy is terrible.
No. You gotta get the ones from Costco, dude. You gotta get the pre-made ones.
They're
like icy. They're like an ice pop.
It's like an icy. It's not an icy though.
Just get some ice.
Those are disgusting. You gotta get the ones that look like the Otter Pops.
I'm still drinking it, but still.
Okay. As long as you still drink it, otherwise that'd be alcohol abuse. Next topic, that one weird girl. You're up. First topic of you for the night, I think.
Well,
or is it the second? I can't remember.
I don't know, but I was actually going through the news here, and man visiting California dies in 119-degree heat. Of all places, Palm Springs. Dude was 55 years old. He collapsed in the street on his way walking to Hunter's on the way back on one of the back streets. I don't exactly know how soon he was found, but people were saying, text messages were saying, he was throwing up beforehand. His body temperature was 105. They were unable to cool his body and succumbed to death on Saturday evening. Okay, first and foremost, I don't care what country you go to. obviously at 55 years old, you would think he would be smart enough to, oh, I don't know, sunblock, Okay, I mean, again, we're here at grandma's. You guys can see I'm not in the closet. She has a pool. Yesterday, I made sure I was only in the pool literally. I mean, the Reverend had a freaking timer. 10 minutes. Dude, out of the pool. Get in the shade. You know,
Didn't the pool cool you off?
oh, it did. It did. But, you're still out there in the sun. I mean, even if it's 105 degrees, I know you guys there in the northwest above me, above
Hey.
Sacramento. I mean, what is it? Only a Mr. Bill, what is it, 105, 110 where you're at?
It's 1.5
Alexa,
where I'm at.
What's the temperature outside?
Right now, it's 112 degrees.
112.
Oh, shit. Yeah, 112
Gee.
degrees. Are you going to, I mean, yeah, you have a pool, but I'm sorry, you're sitting in that pool? It's freaking warm, folks.
Yeah.
You guys see my phone?
I'm sure,
That shit says 75 degrees and cloudy.
Hey.
Oh, man.
Oh,
The hell,
man.
man?
Nice.
110 in Vancouver right now.
Oh, rub it in, rub it in.
105 in.
hey,
Central
adult film
Washington.
star Dakota Skye found dead at 27.
What? I know who that is.
Yeah, adult film star Dakota Skye has been found dead, aged just 27.
Nah.
Breaking news just
Wow.
in the legendary.
I know exactly who this is.
The legendary adult film star Dakota Skye has tragically been found dead at the age of 27. Was found dead by her husband in L.A. Believed to be in a recreational vehicle.
An RV. That's
Yeah,
an RV.
yeah,
So-
and literally, it's like a year to the day that her mother was found dead to addiction. So, oh, exactly she died almost exactly 2 years after her mother, my baby sister's death, which is caused by addiction and alcoholism. So, dysfunctional family.
That's fucked
Wow.
up.
Oh my God.
That shit
I'm
happens,
not gonna.
you know?
Wow. There was another story I got. It was like Right to Be was.
Don't breeze past this for
Wow.
a second. Let's all take a moment of silence to respect Dakota Skye's work. Okay, moment of silence is good. It's over. No, great. Let me tell you. She's been around for a minute. And I can't believe she's only 27 and died. It is sad. 27 Club. Not great. Addiction is a terrible disease. Don't do opiates or like meth or any fucking weird shit like that,
Just-
chat.
Don't do drugs.
Just beer and weed is all you need. Or booze and weed is all you need. Just remember that.
What a-
You'll be alright.
What about mushrooms?
Never drink and drive. You know what? Mushrooms are up for debate. Some people can handle it and some people cannot handle it. So I don't advise people to do mushrooms.
There's only 3 rules for that. You can't fly, you can't breathe underwater, and you're only tripping. Otherwise, you'll be fine. Remember those
That's
rules.
THC's rules, not me. It's not
Yeah.
not Shizbang endorsed.
Hey, I'll live by them rules. Shit. I can't fly. I can't breathe underwater. And
Did you
for the
know
most part,
professor on
it's only chemicals.
Gilligan's Island actually had a real name?
Really?
Yeah.
Professor
Roy
Dinkelschnatz.
Hinckley. No, his name was actually Professor Roy Hinckley.
Oh,
When
wow.
did they ever say that in the show, though?
They never did. I was actually going through the notes here, through my news feeds.
What
and
about
stuff. Is
Skipper's
that,
name?
Oh, there is. I don't know. I don't remember it. I don't remember. But no, it was talking about actually as I was going through the news stuff, is that the Gilligan's Island professor actor Russell Johnson was actually shot down over the Solomon Islands during World War II.
No shit.
Huh.
Yeah, I know, right? No shit. Sorry, continue.
Alright, we're gonna continue then. Great topics, I love that.
Guys, I do have to get going. I got some stuff I got to do here around Grandma's house
Oh.
before I do a show tonight. So,
Okay.
She's going swimming.
Yeah.
Excuses.
Yeah, we heard this one before.
You can
No,
do it
folks.
at the pool.
I really think, hey, Shizbang, thank you so much for letting me be a part of your Shizcast. Only Mr. Bill love you. THC Harpy, thank you so much. And Plookster, we love you, dude. Thank you, Dad Jokes.
Hey, I want to say I love your new dye, your new hair dye. Looks good. Haven't seen it yet. It's the
It's
first
very
time for
red.
me.
Yeah, thank you. It's red. It's disheveled. But yes,
Looks
thank you
great.
so much.
It's
I
very
use that
punk
shade for my next carpet too. It's good shaded for my carpet.
Thanks for joining us.
Why am I worried about that?
Kidding.
Why does Mr. Bill want my hair as his carpet?
Hey, you're the one that's interested in my hair, so.
Hey, you're the one that stands on a corner.
Ding, 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 ding,
Multiple
ding, ding.
corners.
I'm gonna make you squeal
No,
like a
Mr. Bill,
piggy.
you know I love you. I'll see you guys later. Take care, guys.
Thanks for joining us.
Oh,
We love
yeah.
you guys here too at the Shizcast. Thank you so much, That One Weird Girl. That One Weird Girl on Twitch. Shout out everybody in chat. I'm gonna put her link in the chat right now, and we will see her next week maybe on
Here's
the
one
Shizcast,
girl.
if she's gonna be
No,
back.
you'll see me next week, guys. I do have stuff to take care of. Love you guys. Take care.
Thank you. Goodbye. Good night.
Indeed. Peace out.
She's gonna be live later, so guys, make sure you go watch her shit. And I just put her link in the chat. And
Whoa. I don't know if I want to watch her shit, but I'll watch her stuff.
her stuff.
Say,
I love her
Yeah.
shit, man. I love
Cool.
Mr. Bill. I love your shit too, dude.
Damn.
hey, come on. I don't mind your cussing, but when you're cussing at me, no.
I'm not at you. It's
With you, I know.
about you, about your stuff.
I know. It's all good.
It means your content. It means content.
Oh, okay.
Um,
That-
I'm gonna
say,
talk
yeah.
about. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just looking at an article here. Supreme Court turns away transgender bathroom dispute and win for student Gavin Grimm.
Yeah,
Let's see. Probably already heard about that one.
I read about it. I wasn't gonna talk about it, but I mean,
well,
it wasn't one of my topics. But I chose not to talk about it because it's a little strange. It's a
Sensitive,
strange
yeah.
one. No, that's
mean,
not why. Just because I didn't want to talk about it in my topics, but I'll talk about it now. It's not that I don't want to talk about it, Mr. Bill. It's not that I don't want to talk about it. It's that I didn't want to pick it as one of my topics. God damn it.
It was either that or there was something to talk about somebody wanting to make it a chimp and a human crossbreed and everything. It was an interesting article. I saw that.
No, let's
earlier.
talk about the
I thought
Supreme
we
Court
already
thing.
came from that. That's why we're already here as hominids and shit.
Oh, I got to. It was a weird story. Some guy back in the 1900s or whatever spent all his life trying to create a.
Yeah, we don't need
Chimpanzee.
another Lucy over here, you know.
Craziest.
What
Whatever
about
Sanchez.
what about the Make-A-Wish fucking vaccination thing?
There you go. What's that about again, Harpy?
It's about Make-A-Wish is requiring the Make-A-Wish children who are dying or have something very wrong with them to have to get vaccinated. Not only them, but their whole family has to get vaccinated 2 weeks prior to them getting their Make-A-Wish.
What the hell is wrong with people?
Yeah, like,
They're shutting down Wish kids if they're not vaccinated.
Yeah.
that's fucked up. Like, no, like, they're dying, homie. Like, you don't shut them down.
I know, it's
Like-
ridiculous.
It is.
I bet a lot of them, I bet you're wanting to sort of go to the Olympics or whatever, kind of participate in the Olympics. So, they're going to sort of, okay, you can't go to the Olympics until you have your booster shot or whatever.
I mean, what if they don't got 2 weeks, you know?
I know.
What if there's gonna be they could get complications from a vaccine because of their very rare disease, and then they would die from that? What, like, is there not an exemption for, it's messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's no liability on that either, is there?
I mean, fuck it, man. Just put Make-A-Wish on blast right now. Like, y'all fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Make-A-Wish is getting a lot of hate, and it's justified.
Yeah, we should make our own Make-A-Wish. I'll hook these kids up. You don't need no vax, homie.
I'm sure there's other organizations similar to that that's kind of are helping people out, Make-A-Wish is just getting too big for their britches. So they're like, oh, we're woke and everything, guys. So we're going to try to be nice to everybody, and be healthy. Like, okay.
You know, I would totally help these kids out. I don't care if I got to do something illegal to make their wish happen. I would totally do it.
No, we don't have to do anything illegal. We can do this. This is a way we can help out, and it's perfectly legal, and we can help. Make a dish. Buy a food truck. Drive to the hospital. Hand out tacos to the sick kids all day. Genius.
I like tacos. Tacos and tequila. Oh,
Can't hand out tequila
My
to the
bad.
kids. We can drink the tequila. I mean, I'm not going to be driving the food truck. Someone else will be doing it. I'll cook.
I got a
I can
sober
cook
guy.
the tacos
Fuck
all
it.
day.
drunk.
You think there's got to be some athletes or actors or something like that, or these kids want to meet sort of their favorite person or whatever, that they hear about this kind of nonsense or whatever, like, the kid's gonna die, potentially die. Why in the world are you making them do something that's dangerous for them when they simply want to meet King Griffey Jr., if you remember back in the day, was a big Make-A-Wish guy.
Oh man, I love Ken Griffey or Randy Johnson or any of the Mariners.
Yeah. You know it, yeah.
Those my guys.
All right, so get this. Canada to make online hate speech a crime, punishable by $16,000 fine for the first offense, and a $50,000 fine, which is $40,000 US, for the second offense.
Is that the country of Canada or one of the provinces?
The country of Canada.
Wow.
So we know that they don't have a First Amendment to begin with. Canada is known to regularly jail comedians.
My God. Why do you think all the good Canadian comedians come to America? That's probably why.
Can we send Justin Bieber back?
Can we send that Pineapple Express motherfucker back?
Seth Rogen, who turned into a total fucking pause cucklord.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so he came down with this company from Canada. His weed doesn't even have names. It's just like how it makes you feel. Like, I hate him. Like, you're ruining the shit, dude.
I don't want to shit on Canada too much because there's a lot of people from Canada that I love. Neil Young.
Oh no. Yeah.
You know, and Norm Macdonald, and I could keep listing people from Canada that I love.
Norm Macdonald. Well, isn't Jim Carrey from Canada?
Let's find out.
Right.
Yes,
I mean,
he is Canadian. He's Canadian American.
Yeah.
His politics are, I know that.
I love Jim Carrey. I don't even care. Like, he's the shit. I mean,
Let me tell you something.
He was, anyway, as far as his movies, yeah, but his behavior nowadays, have you seen him on Colbert or whatever? It's like, ooh.
I mean,
Get this.
Let
me say this. Keanu Reeves, Michael J. Fox, Pamela Anderson.
Uh-huh.
For the ladies out there, Ryan Reynolds, Ryan Gosling, Drake and Justin Bieber, William Shatner, Mike Myers. Dude, I love Canadian comedy and show business talent. Neil Young, one of my absolute favorite guys of all time. Dan Aykroyd, hilarious. Will Arnett, hilarious. It keeps going on and on. Yeah, dude. Matthew Perry from Friends. It keeps going on and on and on. Oh, Tommy Chong, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. You get what I'm saying?
So pretty much Canada is made of comedians.
It says Elon Musk, but that's not true. Oh, Tom Green. There's another one.
Tom Green? Damn. I haven't heard that for a while.
He's Canadian, but Elon Musk is South African American.
Yeah.
Do you notice on that story, though?
He's an African American.
The news on that story about Canada there, it's only being brought out by, international news. The U.S. news is not bringing it out. Can you imagine why they're doing that? Like, everybody thinks so highly of Canada. They have the best medical care and all this other stuff. If they hear that they're not exactly allowing free speech up there, like, okay, maybe Canada's not that great, But
that's a good point.
It's not, you don't see it out on any kind of
some things in Canada
like that.
Some things in Canada are expensive. Like me as a skateboarder, I heard their skateboards up there are very expensive.
Well, I just want to say, Mr. Bill, this shows two great points. The first great point being that, number one, the fake news in America will only show the news that conforms to their narrative that they wish to portray, that will gain them the most clicks because it's a business and they want to get the most ad revenue based off of that, right? Yeah. We can all agree on that?
Yeah.
Number two, it shows Shizbang has the good research, doesn't listen to the fake news, has the international takes, bringing it to the table. Let's go. Woo!
Oh, good.
Last word, PLOOKSTER, on the Canadians trying to possibly punish online hate speech up to $16,000 or possibly $50,000.
Well, I think it just expands upon the New World Order. These are things that they want to impose on everybody. Your opinions cannot be voiced. Unless you conform, you cannot be an independent thinker, and it'll be illegal to think otherwise.
Big brother.
Where they want
Harmony's not punk rock.
Wait, you think Crowder's going to have another one of his episodes here if that becomes more popular? You know, it's like America is better than Canada. Prove me wrong, or what's the word I'm looking for?
Sounds about right.
Yeah,
Crowder's funny,
yeah.
but when he has debates against people that are not ill-prepared, slightly educated college students, he doesn't do as good. Just saying. I've seen him
Yeah.
crash and burn.
Yeah.
But I do like the dude. I wish he would step it up lately.
He has video of crash and burning? I want to see that.
I've never seen him crash and burn on a, you know, he lets the other
He
person
did.
talk quite a bit.
He
but
did crash and burn against H3 podcast when he brought up some guy who I can't remember, and then it didn't turn out. Steven Crowder turned out on the end to look like not as good as the left-leaning Democratic YouTuber guy.
Yo, H3 is a hack anyway. He's
I
been
don't-
on there for so long.
I used to think he's funny. I don't like
My
his stuff
word.
anymore. Now it's like I unsubscribe from all of his stuff because his whole point of view is skewed, way skewed.
He's so cringy, in my opinion.
His old shit was good. Vape Nash.
Yeah, the old stuff, like anybody's old stuff is the best because that's what made them. But
Yeah.
otherwise, once you start getting to a certain point, it's like you either gotta change up or kind of disappear.
All right, let me talk about the next topic. U.S. carries out air raids on Iran-backed militias in Syria and Iraq. Strikes mark the second time U.S. President Joe Biden has ordered retaliatory attacks against armed groups since taking office. Let me just read a little bit about this. Carried out a round of air raids against Iran-backed armed groups in Iraq and Syria, and it was in response to drone attacks against the U.S. Personnel in facilities in Iraq. And they said they targeted operational and weapons storage facilities, 2 in Syria and 1 in Iraq. And they think that there might be 5 fighters that died. The other side is saying a kid died, but, you know, they always say that.
Yeah.
Here's the quote.
So
This is the last quote. This is the last thing I'm going to say. John Kirby, spokesman for the Pentagon, said, "The United States took necessary, appropriate, and deliberate action designed to limit the risk of escalation, but also to send a clear and unambiguous deterrent message." Go ahead.
How far apart were the two situations where they attacked us and then we responded? Or does it say?
I'll skim that
You know.
while you guys continue talking.
what kind of weapons did they use? I mean, what kind of bombs? Because it makes a difference in my mind.
Okay.
Well, yeah, if they used drones against us,
Yeah.
they were definitely from Iran at that point. There, I'm not sure who was using them.
The
Was
mi-
it Iran themselves or?
I have an answer to THC's question. The U.S. military used F-15 and F-16 jet fighters in the air raids, and they said the pilots returned safely. Does that help you at all?
I don't know. It's pretty badass in my opinion. And actually, like, employed some people to go do some shit.
Yeah, rather than just kind of fired a cruise missile or something.
Yeah, instead of like, yeah, being like, oh,
Yeah.
computer, do such and such. And I mean, we got actual pilots out there. I mean, let's use our toys. I'm not for war, but I mean, I like playing with toys. If I gotta fly a plane, I'm down. Let's do this. Let's blow some shit up.
Well, I mean, when you see people who are trying to kill you, and they're building buildings in fortuitous situations for them, like building a storage facility in a spot that is useful to them, but you have the capability to blow it up, and you're like at war, which, by the way, newsflash America, we've still been at war in the Middle East since like 2001, or, after that.
Oh, since like the 80s.
Okay, well, that's perpetually still happening.
Yeah.
But if you see the enemy building a storage facility and you got fucking Top Gunner, you got Tom Cruise over here. Who's the dude from Top Gun? You got Tom Cruise and Goose out here. Maverick. You got Maverick out here with some big-ass bombs. You're saying, all right, fuck the storage facility up, do it tonight. Calling in the air raid tonight. I think they did it all at the same time. They bombed 2 and 1 all in the same operation. That's why it's all in one story. So that's how that went down.
I mean, it sounds about right.
Forgive me for giving Biden any props, but he's probably doing this partly to show that we can sort of watch over Syria without having the troops in Syria, using satellite surveillance and things like that to see what nonsense.
I will not give
militia are
Biden
doing.
any props here because
Yeah.
Biden probably
No,
said the final go-ahead or whatever, but you have generals and dudes who have been really smart doing war for like the past 40 years, 30 years, who are like
exactly.
making they're designing all the tactics, all the war tactics.
That's
and they
one of
just
the devil's
say,
advocate. Yeah.
they say,
Yeah.
sign that, please. And then they're like, he writes down like, blow Biden, and then they fucking bomb Syria.
Yeah, Kamala was probably behind that go, like, yeah, it's a good idea. Let's do this shit.
No, I ordered the guys to attack Syria. I did. Yes, I did. Yeah, that's what happened. Sorry, this is doing a whisper.
We used F-15s.
Oh my god, did you guys see that video about Biden? He was talking about how he wants to ban AR-15s and said that a girl who could shoot AR-15s said, what should I do for home defense? And he goes, well, what's her name? Lucy? Well, I just made the name up. He said, Lucy, what you should do is go home, buy a double-barreled shotgun, go to the second floor of your house, stand on the deck, fire 2 shots off into the air, and let those raiders know who's boss. And then it cuts to a video of girls shooting 12 gauges. And it just blows their entire shoulder off, and they drop the gun, they fucking fall over. But then
I thought
it shows the video of them shooting AR-15s, and they're just like, doof, 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 doof,
Hey.
doof, doof, doof. No problem. Also, if you're gonna stand on your deck, which you probably don't have, let me finish and I'll go and open it up. A lot of people aren't rich and have 2 floors with a deck outside. Also, you blow 2 shotgun shells off in the air. That's stupid. What gun safety is that? Secondarily, you're letting whatever intruders around know exactly your position and location. Also letting them know you're out of ammo. Go ahead.
So there's actually a story of this girl. She was 9 years old in Chicago back when I was like 16, and like when I lived in Chicago. And home invaders came, raided her home, and she fucking gunned them down in the middle of the street. But she was a champion skeet shooter.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Even the newspaper was like, hero killed 2 intruders while running away from her home after they invaded her house, and she fended them off with a shotgun. I was like, fuck yeah, dude, took him out. What's up? She's only 9 years old. She's like, fuck him.
Champion ski shooter. That is great. I love that. But I'm saying... Go ahead.
I was upset about Biden's comment. Mainly was that, he was telling gun owners, if you have an AK-47 or an AR-15, it doesn't matter because we're going to nuke you.
He did say that. He said you're going to need F-15s and nukes to beat the American military. Yeah. He's talking about against American citizens.
I know. It's like, is that a threat that I just heard when he said that?
He did. Yes, it is.
Yeah, I'm like...
And exactly the reason we do need an armed populace.
Yeah,
what if my family is the military and they don't believe in what he believes in? What then?
Then his woke generals will fire them.
And then they're not going to have mechanics now, are they?
Exactly.
The reason why I always say that America can never be a disarmed society, we can never have our guns taken away, the main reason is because we can never be invaded. Our motherland, our mainland can never be invaded because of any ground forces. You can have a bunch of airstrikes and bomb everything, but if you just glass a country, why would you want it anyways? You probably invade it to take it over, right? Usable land. So they'd have to have ground forces invade our country, but that would never fucking work because everyone and their mom all has guns, and you could come out here and do whatever the fuck you want, but, you're gonna get shot down as soon as you start to march through any American city. And America can never be invaded for that reason. Even the Chinese have admitted that. Made a big threat if there ever came down to it. But this is just a great thing that Americans have that a lot of nations do not have.
True fact. Like even my little town here, it's a hub of some sorts, but we have so much gang activity and good old boys and farmers and whatnots that, like, even when I walk down the street, I gotta be prepared to go down the street because I mean, you never know. Like they got drum clips, man. They got shit that's illegal as fuck. Like you ain't going down the street unless you belong down that street, you know, unless you go quick. So if another country came out, I'm sure all of us would band together, and it'd be one hell of a time for them. And that's just my town. Like that's not talking about the surrounding towns or like the other part of the states, or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And
They
that's
say
everywhere.
the Chinese military has what 700,000 people or something like that, but the biggest army in the world is the American people because they have how many guns? 300 million, something like that.
1.2 guns per person.
Is that a real number?
Oh yeah.
It is, yes.
Wow. Listen up, guys. We have been going for 1 hour. We can end it now. We can keep it going. But I don't know if we ran through everyone's topics that they wanted to talk about. Does anyone have anything else that they want to talk about? Or does anybody have to run?
Well, I only had one more thing. And that is...
Well, real quick. Is everyone cool to continue on for a couple more minutes? 10 more minutes or so? 15?
Yeah.
Yeah, go
Mr.
for it.
Bill? All right. Let's do it.
There's a new study that came out in the journal Evolutionary Psychology. And it says that people who have the ability and the skill to bullshit their way through a conversation may actually be more intelligent.
All right. Can you read some of this to me, or can I get a link? Oh, did you link that?
Sure.
No, you did link it. Hold on.
It's like my mom used
no.
to say, dazzle them with your brilliance or baffle them with your bullshit.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you right now.
Yeah, dude, I think if you're... Now, intelligence, you can use intelligence for evil and be a manipulative ass, lying son of a bitch who uses people for your own gain and fuck everybody else. And in that way, bullshitting could possibly be a form of higher IQ, but also sociopathy. But you know what?
Yeah.
It is important to be able to get out of things that's when it's not doesn't damage anybody, I guess.
Bullshitting for the greater good is definitely a unique skill. Unfortunately, my sister does not know that one. She just bullshits for evil.
My family does this a lot. My uncles and aunts and stuff, they leave out important information and only tell you certain things to make you believe one thing, but then when you like show up, you clearly see it was totally different, and they fucking pull the fast one on you. And that's a form of manipulation and a form of lying.
You're adopted now?
No, for sure I'm not adopted. I know I'm not, because my family all looks the same. It's true.
He wishes he was adopted by Aaron Rodgers, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, or even Angelina Jolie with all 6 of her, or 8 of her, like, kids from the Middle East or whatever, Africa. At least I'd have billions of dollars.
Yeah, true enough.
I'd be pulling up to Mr. Bill's house with, like, a Porsche.
Did you guys know that Kim Kardashian's going to be designing the loungewear and underwear for the U.S. Olympic team?
Oh, it's terrible.
Wait a minute. There's Olympic lingerie?
What do you
look for it?
What do you think they all wear at the giant Olympic gangbang before the Olympics start? You know about that, don't you?
I guess I don't.
In the Olympic Village, all the athletes from around the world get together and they all bang and they hand out condoms. Yeah.
Are they diamond encrusted condoms?
There's a condom sponsor, I think.
Trojan, right?
Probably.
Probably
More likely.
Durex. They're larger.
Bro, they're all like hyped up, ready to go try to win medals, and they're all like geared up, and they all live in a little village together, the Olympic village that they build every time the Olympics happen. And so they
So
just
they just want Olympics to bang other Olympics, so then they have Olympic babies.
genius idea if you ask me. Two
they-
bronze medals, you bang, silver medal baby. 2 silver medal babies, bang, gold medal baby, dude.
No. Two silver Olympic medals, bang, and they have platinum baby.
Oh,
Oh yeah, they
It's not even-
skip a level.
Hasn't even been seen yet. It's so high advanced.
Don't break my dreams, guy.
wait till they have like a Bitcoin medal or something like that.
All right, go ahead. I'm trying to find an article about it, but whatever.
Okay, well, the next Olympic, like I think Olympic 24, 25, whatever, I don't know when it's going to be, but it's going to be Bitcoin for first place. Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this would be a nice way to reward them, I guess. Yeah.
Second place,
Or
Dogecoin.
not.
All right, let me read this article. Guys, this is going to be funny to you. Why Winter Olympic athletes are getting more condoms than ever before. All right, it says some bullshit, and then it says the Pyeongchang Games set another record that has nothing to do with the sports. More free condoms at the Olympics will be doled out to the Olympic Village and other venues at the 2018 competition than any other previous Winter Olympics. Olympic athletes received 110,000 condoms. 37 condoms per athlete
Why?
for
They
93,000 grand.
Wait a minute.
Not their
37. How
banging?
many days?
I don't know.
That's a couple people per day, and then like taking a day off.
No, it's 30. Yeah, that's a couple people per day for sure.
Yeah. I mean, like a couple people for a couple days, and then taking a day off just to recuperate. Don't
So
ask
do
me
they
how I
have-
found that out.
Do the condoms have like different seals on them so you can trade with different countries, and get their condoms?
No, I think they just come in gold, bronze, and silver,
They
and
give
then the exclusive platinum.
Are those sizes?
they give different sizes per country.
Oh.
So like, like Nigeria
Oh,
gets
boy.
extra large, and other countries in a different part get the really tiny ones. I don't want to get too specific there, but you get it.
So, did they make exclusive trans condoms?
Well, get this. They started heading them out in South Korea to stop the spread of HIV or something, but they just kept doing it. And they said right here, 70 to 75% of Olympians have sex at the Olympics.
Well, yeah.
I
what else
heard
did
that
you
the trans condoms taste like the rainbow.
do? Like Skittles. Damn. Let me get a few of those Skittles condoms. Taste the rainbow.
People.
Dude, it's,
So after you do some butt stuff, does that make the fart box taste like the rainbow too?
This dude said trans condoms taste the rainbow. That is so fucking funny. That's so funny. I'm gonna start crying in a second here. You know what? We're gonna end it on that. We're gonna end it on trans condoms in the butt at Olympics taste the rainbow, baby. We've been at it for 1 hour and 10 minutes. Everyone, shout yourself out. Start THC Harpy. Go ahead.
Twitch.tv, whatever the fuck, THC_Harpy. You know what it means. Fucking hit me up. Let's smoke a bowl. To the next person over here.
Mr. Bill, go ahead.
Twitch, YouTube, only Mr. Bill, also Instagram too. But anyway, yeah, live streamer, restreamer, crazy streamer. I'm gonna start playing chess more often though on my streams. We'll see.
Hey.
Plookster, shout yourself out.
PLOOKSTER, otherwise known as the Plook, am a lurker and just
Troll,
stay cool in the hot weather.
He's one of the funniest chatters in all of our channels. Well, my channel at least, and he's also part of the U-Turn, which is how I started talking to him. Dude is funny, and we love him in the Shizcast. The only non-streamer. Can you believe it?
Yeah. You guys jokes for days.
Yeah.
Always bringing good mood to the chat.
What was the daily joke anyway, Pluke?
On
the
the spot? Shit. So, did I tell you about the two guys that got lost in the desert?
Nah.
They're wandering around trying to find, some respite, and they see off in the distance, they see a bacon tree. And one guy just freaks out. He's like, a bacon tree, and he just starts running towards this bacon tree, and all of a sudden there rings out a hail of bullets, cuts him down, Ooh. Shoots him dead, and turns out that was not a bacon tree at all. That was a hambush.
Oh, it was a hambush the whole time. Shout out twitch.tv/That1WeirdGurl. And shout out to twitch.tv/Shizbang. This is it. This is over. Thank you guys so much, guys. Keep it real on to the next one.
Want to put it in the chat?